guest on the show tonight is Iván, the guitarist and a vocalist of Colombian black metal band Luciferian. Welcome to the show, Iván.
Hey, Karen. Hey, everyone. This is Iván from Luciferian, doing the bass guitar and backing vocals for Luciferian. Nice to be here once again. So, what's up?
Oh, awesome to have you here. So if we could start by looking back at who you were listening to in the early days and who have been your greatest influences.
Well, that's a tough one because, you know, when I was growing up, I was always surrounded by rock and roll and metal paraphernalia. So I basically started off with, the basics, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, AC/DC and stuff. So as the time passed, I went through this whole transformation thing, doing more and more extreme genres, until I came across with the Scandinavian band Dim Borgir, which was like a game changer for me, actually. So I came across with this beautiful band and has been my influence during this, this whole journey. And, I have discovered many things from many other, rock music style like grunge. I do love grunge music. Also, I enjoy listening to Alice in Chains, which is one of my, many years great influence. And I would say Dim Borgir and Alice in Chains both are really great bands and influential ones for me.
Awesome. So what was your first instrument you learned to play, and at what age was that?
I think I was about 14 when I learned the basics for acoustic guitar. Just playing notes and stuff like that when I was at school. But I completely dropped it when the time passed, and I just focused on vocals. And later on, after some years many years of having projects here and there, I realized that I needed to play a new instrument or an instrument to fill the gaps that some musicians leave there, So I took on bass guitar like a couple of years back. So yeah, I think the first one was acoustic guitar.
Awesome. So 14.
Yeah. I was pretty young, I was, as I told you, I was discovering this rock world. I was, watching Iron Maiden playing live shows. I was like really fascinated about them playing these guitar solos and stuff. So yeah, it was a really great thing for me. So I took on acoustic guitar first and foremost.
What a great era to grow up with, Iron Maiden and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys have been legends, and I hope they get their Hall of Fame prize because they deserve it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So many bands have been influenced by those guys. You can hear it in the music today even, it's there. Awesome. So you formed the band in 1996. Can you tell us about the choice of name for the band?
Well, the band started off as Ominous Sacrifice. So that was the first band name. Hector came up with this because he was like, just wanted to have a strong name. But we switched sides to Luciferian since it represented what the band was all about, which is going out and representing freedom. Luciferianism and Luciferian concept, stands for freedom. So it was a really good name related to what it is. And we didn't want to, just close our minds. We have always been, just this open-minded at the time of creating music, at the time of expressing our ideas. Even within the band, we have, just kind of many beliefs. We don't, just go straight with one, but we complement each other with different beliefs. So we decided to take on Luciferian because, we wanted a solid concept about freedom. So we picked it because of this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great name. It is, and it's short and sweet. People remember it too.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's one piece. You got this black metal bands, death metal bands with long names and stuff. So it's you get bored at the time of reading them. So when you start to have it one piece, it's straightforward.
Indeed, it's a nightmare for me to introduce these long names as well.
I guess for the pronunciation or...
Oh, gosh. I try my hardest to always say it in the language, because I think it's respectful, but sometimes you just can't. You just can't. Anyway. Yeah. 1999 saw your very first independently released demo called Place of the Final Throne with Fabio on drums. Can you talk about that initial phase of the band and how you felt on your very first release?
Well, this is like the first and I like the initial process of it. It was savage times, Here in Colombia, we deal with violence. We deal with the many things. You can read on the news how they report how this country develops, and it was a really tough time because Hector went to Medellin, which is another city from here, far from the hometown, which is Armenia. That's where the band was founded, and there was a big earthquake in Armenia. So the day before the earthquake, he traveled to Medellin to record guitars and drums, and the whole thing happened. It was a nightmare. There was no this chance of going back to town because all the roads were closed. So the city was kind of isolated. It was really troubled times. So we just kind of focus on having the chaos out of it, having the blood that it deserved. So it was a really raw black metal kind of thing. We were really influenced by Swedish black metal, such as Marduk, Dark Funeral. So we wanted to capture the whole thing, and we came up with Place for the Final Throne.
Awesome. Yeah. Out of the ashes, Phoenix rises. It's sometimes these things are sent to try us, aren't they? But we learn from it. We learn a great deal.
These are game changers. You just have to pass through it in order to prove yourself too. So it's experiential, but we grow from it, and eventually we decided to just carry on with what represented, with that marked our timeline, So it was fun times, but chaotic as well.
Yeah, and changing times for you.
Awesome.
2003 then saw your second independently released demo with a new lineup with 2 Oscars on guitars, one on bass and Jania on drums.
Yeah.
Can you talk about your new lineup and the 2 tracks that were also on that album recorded live?
This whole lineup changing thing throughout the band's history has been a step forward to what we want. Maybe sometimes we get troublesome band members because they aren't used to our rhythm, to our just daylight. So I wouldn't say much about them. It's something regular to have lineup changes. So we eventually, on 2003, were a really strong lineup. We were able to, just open our first international show for Marduk here when they were with Legion of Vocals. It was really epic shit because, it was a step forward to what we wanted. So even here in Bogota, because, the band comes from another town, and coming from another town, playing it in the capital city is a whole new thing. Not only for hours of music, but here people are currently, just wanted bands from the hometown. But we were there, we played, we ruled, we almost burned the place down. But it is what it is. This is strong lineup creates atmosphere and the strength that we need, not only the studio but live shows.
Yeah. Oh, and what a band to support there, Marduk.
Yeah, we're really astonished because we played. We were supposed to have 1 hour show or so, and there was another band that was meant to play that night but weren't able to make it because they were coming from another city. So we played 1 hour and a half, something like that. And the guys from Marduk weren't ready when we were playing, so they were like, no, just keep going. And just this whole thing, people were strange that we took so much to open a show. But eventually, Marduk came on the stage, killed the whole thing. It was these monsters of black metal, of Swedish black metal going on stage, and watching them live was really, really awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Awesome. Then in 2006, your first full-length album was released called Supreme Infernal Legions. This time you have a label, Satan's Retaliation Productions, and a new bass player, Mauricio. Can you tell us about your experiences with the label and, of course, the album and new bass player?
Well, this whole new label thing is funny because it is Hector, who is in charge of running this label, our main man, Hector Carmona.
Right.
Because he went there and just wanted to print out the first full length. We were just many years releasing demos and stuff, so we wanted to go straight forward to the first goal, which was releasing a whole full album. It was nice. The reception was great. We were able to send copies all over South America. And throughout this demo and first album thing, there were 3 South American tours. It was all going on the road, really awesome times. And it resulted really great because people is always remembering about this first raw piece of black metal meat, and it was nice. The quality, not much, in my perspective, it's more loosey, and I would say, the quality of recording was not that good, but I would say it captures what the band has been about up until that period. So we worked it out, and it came out. It destroyed as well. We had many reviews in there, many interviews as well, and we had a good approach about this Supreme Infernal Legions thing. We just were really happy about this whole thing.
Awesome. So that got you a bit more known. Obviously, signing up with a label, they're spreading the music around more, and so that puts you on the path in 2008. But you then independently released a single called Dark, which it showed up on your next full length. This time you have a new bass player, Cesar, and drummer, Edixon.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your 2 new members and why you chose to release the single yourself this time?
Well, as I told you, since Hector, which is the main founder of the band, decided to just create this new label, Satan's Retaliation. He felt the need of releasing it by himself, since the band was already strong up on that stage, so Edixon has been a really big part of the puzzle, since his drumming has been around 1992, 1993, has been really acknowledged on the local scene. So he's been in Luciferian since 2004, if I'm not wrong, and he added on this extreme drumming we usually need on a Luciferian recording. However, this I Am Purpose was a really experimental album, so to speak, because we decided to add on keyboards and stuff, which was not on the plan, but it gave up, it gave the album the strength it needed, and melodically it evolved, so as the time passed, we're always seeking for evolution, and part of that evolution was I Am Perverse, which was really well, just received by people. We received really great reviews. The internet thing was really, played a really big role on this, because many people around the continent was having more access to internet, so they were able to listen to us. They were leaving messages on our social media, both with the single Dark and with the full length, with MySpace and beginnings of Facebook and all this whole thing. So it was a really good change, and the lineup played a really big role on it.
Awesome, because that was 3 years later that a single appeared on your 3 years later from the last album.
Actually, it was to release the album on maybe 2010, maybe 2009, something like that. But things delay. That's something usual in the music world. Things always delay. Something happens and you're not able to release it on time.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect timing, and we added on the keyboards, and it was awesome. We followed up with a couple of South American tours as well. We have been touring South America since 2003 or 4, something like that, and it resulted really good. And it was a step forward. The approach we need. Always in the band, freshen things up.
Awesome. So the artwork's amazing on that album. Alexander Balanets, I believe. How did you come to work with this artist?
Well, that was a really weird thing, because we were always looking on the internet for artists who would work with us, but here in Colombia with no success whatsoever. So we were like, fuck, what do we do now? We need something new, something fresh. So we came across with this guy from Kazakhstan. His name is Alexander. He has been actually a really close friend of ours. We have worked until just the latest 3 albums, I believe. I Am Perverse, The Path, and the latest one. Yeah. And he understood the concept. He listened to the music first, and he said, "Well, I imagined this and that." And he started, just sending sketches and the whole thing. And we do love his work, because he really puts so much of his, qualities and skills on it. And one can see these big phases and demons and strong images and colors, really dark colors, which represent the music of a band. And we felt identified with his work, and eventually came up with so much fucking great art on the band. So it was a really good add-on to it.
Awesome. So you don't give him any ideas, he just listens to the album and comes up with his imaginings and puts that paper? Somehow, at first he listens to the thing, and he starts doing these sketches, and we add on our description to what we want, and he mixes it all together, and we get a really fucking great result. He's a really, just
top-notch artist. He has worked with Deeside and a couple of big names other. So yeah, he also worked with my side project Opiate too. He made the cover artwork. So awesome,
amazing. Yeah, when you find a good one like that, it's stick with them. Yeah, defo. There's not many like them.
Yeah.
Especially the imaginings. I love that, because a lot of artists are given something they need to produce and they draw around that. But if someone can actually picture and feel the music and then artistically represent it, it's amazing.
You can
true art.
Yeah, you can sense the darkness, the fire grows within the music related to the artwork. So yeah, it's a really great experience working with Alexander.
Yeah. Awesome. So then followed a split in 2012 called From Underground to the Black Mass with Storm of Darkness, followed by your third full-length in 2015, The Path of the Burning Serpent. And Null joined you on bass, and still with Alexander, obviously, for the cover art. Great artist. Can you tell us about the making of this one and having Null on bass as well?
Well, it was a whole journey, That's when I joined the band as a back office member, so to speak. It's like I took on the production and lyrics and conceptual part of the album because I decided to create a concept album out of it. So we, just started rehearsing and setting the pieces for this one. It was a whole new approach compared to the previous one, I Am Perverse, which was like an upgrade to our sound. So we decided to go full melody on this one, like doing things we didn't do before, and pace down the sound maybe. We were always we have been always fans of doing blast beats and strong and fast black metal approach kind of thing, but in this one we experience whole new things, like doing more solos and just playing a little bit with the rhythm and going full with the melody. So it was a really just a crack in our heads because we had to hard work over it. And when we came to, when we went to the studio, it was like the producer sitting there with us was like, wow, what the hell are you guys doing? This is not Luciferian. This is something new. So we took on it, we recorded, and we were happy with the results. Well, one as a musician is always not satisfied with the final result. You can ask anyone related to the music business. They would say, I would change this and that and blah, blah, blah. So were we, and so we are. And, it was a fun time, We felt really, satisfied with the results we have with the Path of the Burning Serpent, the concept of it. We just had some really great festivals to promote it, and we were able to head to Norway thanks to this album, and it was a whole new experience for the band, and the band grew even more with this.
I can imagine. Awesome. Yes, and we can hear it, and we hear it in the music too as you progress through your career here and your creativity. How you're producing your music. Definitely.
Thank you.
So 2016 saw a split with Dark Wisdom called Destroyers of Christian Faith, and one in 2018, followed by a single last year, Ominous Sacrifice, which I believe is the name of Luciferian originally. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Awesome. That appears on your new self-titled album, and here you have a new lead guitarist, Julian Vargas, and a new label this time, Mutilated Records. So can you talk about the creation of this album, your switch to the new label, and settling in with your new guitarist?
Well, this journey always takes us even higher higher. And we're happy to announce that the new album is out finally. During these hard times, this COVID thing is fucking, a pain in the ass for any musician worldwide. We haven't been able to play it live as we would want. We had a couple of shows before the whole pandemic thing, playing new tracks from the album, but eventually, it'll come to stop. The world say, no, stop it. I can't deal with this anymore. I can deal with humans. So the album's great. This is an upgrade once again to the sound. We went with a couple of new things, add-ons, which is clean vocals, which we haven't done before, and people has received really good. It's a remembrance and a tribute to 90s black metal, like this whole Scandinavian thing, and the new approach with the new lineup with Julian, which is a really great guitarist. He's a really good friend of mine as well, and he gave it a feeling and a more strong approach to the album. He had on some solos, and we were able to add our just main creativity to it. We felt it was the time to create a new one, but this one had to be just this big opus. So yeah, it was really great. It had to be the same title with the band because it was a tribute to the band as well, to the band's 25th anniversary this year. And
happy
this
anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah, within 25 years,
wow,
walking around. And we came out with this Ominous Sacrifice single, which is a tribute to the previous name of the band, which was just influenced by the primitive feeling of the band, but always seeking a new big whole approach. So yeah, it has been a whole new experience. We hope to hit the stage and hit the road really soon because we need it. It's like we have been quiet for a while, so we need to play live shows to promote it. For people to listen to our stuff, and it really needs it. Releasing an album during the pandemics is really sad, I would say, because you're unable to express the whole thing to the fullest. But so far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a multitude of black metal this last year even, and I think this year even, there's some amazing black metal coming out already. I think a lot of people are creating in this lockdown,
Absolutely. Creating.
You can't get out and play it to the people. It's great making the album and everything, but there's another buzz, isn't there, when you're out there doing the festivals and that, and the people, you're getting the reaction from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like a balance, You have the whole thing in the studio. We create the imagery, the sound, the whole thing, our creative efforts on the studio. But the other half belongs to live shows. We have always been an active band playing live shows. This is like the first time we get a whole year without playing live, which is really worrying. It's something atypical. So we put so much of ours on this whole new record, and we hope to play it live really soon, maybe later this year when this whole shit is over. And next year we are able to just travel abroad to the States and to the UK or Europe per se and play live shows there, just to have this feeling that the work is actually done. About the record label you were mentioning, this is like a new move we were planning to. We were like, we are only unable to just afford a new album, so we started just knocking on doors, seeking for alternatives, and these guys from here, because Mutilated Records is based in Colombia, opened the doors for us, and we're working all together, and the whole thing has been really nice. And so far so good with the guys from the label.
Awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, everyone's got a year to catch up on. We've had a year of this, so maybe we should have double festivals or something.
Yeah. 1,000 festivals a year will be awesome.
got the backlog to sort out, So, can you talk about the equipment you use and what guitar and mics you have on the recording of this album? What are your favourites and stuff like that?
Well, we weren't that complicated with the setups. This whole thing, our engineer knows the best, because he was like, here's the best microphone on the air, so use it. So we were like, fuck yeah, let's use it. And our recurring live instruments we use for the recording. I don't want to go like this whole big detail on the techniques and stuff, but we use the best gear ever, and we always try to use our best gear ever. And so you can listen to the album and you can feel that it was really well recorded and produced. So yeah, I would say it's fantastic, because I don't want to go full details on it.
No worries. So that's awesome. Do the best that you can, and use the best if you can. What can we expect from Luciferian in the future then? What are your predictions? Is there something else you're working on? Let us know.
Well, as long as this whole COVID-19 is over, we want to do 1,000 tours. I don't know. We want to play live so bad. It's that's our first necessity at the moment. But we're planning to shoot up a video for one of the tracks of the album.
Awesome.
We'll have details about that soon. And we're planning to go out of the country and play live shows, maybe in States, Mexico, and go to Europe. We're gonna be seeking for festivals and stuff, and to just promote the whole album really well. And afterwards, after a couple of years of doing live shows, we will hit the studio once again.
Yeah.
We will see the follow-up for Luciferian.
Awesome. So that makes me want to ask you, what is the driving force here? What is it that you're so passionate about that keeps you going and with Luciferian and wanting to get out and do the festivals? Our motivations are diverse in the band. Like I said, is like, as every band member has different beliefs, we try to put the pieces together and do what we love. I think is the love of doing this, the love of doing music. I think that's what drives us the most. We know that this doesn't just get a huge budget on your pockets. It's like we do realize that this doesn't get you money, but gets you the feeling, the passion of seeking 1,000 crowds chanting and growling as the crowd. This is like the unique feeling it gives. We love the adrenaline. We have been on the road, thus far, and we plan to do it for many years more. So this is like the love of doing metal. This is the opportunity of expressing ourselves to the fullest. There are many stages of your life that you maybe think differently. It's not always that we're taking the same thing. We're always thinking different, and that's what
brings us to a whole new level. And that passion, knowing that you will improve or you will explore new things and explore new lands throughout metal, makes us love this even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely it.
Love it. Yeah, because that's it. We're all that. We're never satisfied. We get to a certain point, we want to achieve something, but then I want more. It's like a quest, it's a continuation. And I guess in the music it's the same. That's why I love black metal, and I love the expressions in the black metal world and how it's progressed.
Yeah, well, I think we kind of are like, exploring different things in order to get to the first point, which is doing music. And given that we do not only listen to black metal, we explore many genres that catch our attention in order to bring new recipes. So we just go from southern rock, I don't know, there's new projects on the music business, which is quite a typical thing to do because the music business currently sucks big time. So we try to pick the best from any genre and bring it on the table. And that satisfies us as musicians, and we try to improve. That's our just drive force, improving every time.
Exactly. That's awesome. Love that. So we covered a lot here tonight, so we're about to wrap up now, but is there anything else you'd like to add that we haven't mentioned here?
I have already mentioned it, but I want to say again, we want to play live so bad, so expect news about Luciferian playing live shows on your hometown, and be sure to buy the tickets, to buy the new album Luciferian throughout Mutilated Records, and we'll see you on the road. And rock on.
Awesome. Iván, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I wish you every success with your new album. I hope you get out on the road soon.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Really appreciate it. Well,
awesome.
This new opportunity of talking to you guys again.
That's awesome. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.